fade in. Exterior space. Day. We see a vast expanse of stars and planets, a corner of the Milky Way. Exterior planet surface. Day. We see a group of orcs walking across a desolate landscape. They're wearing primitive armor and carrying crude weapons. Exterior cave. Day. The orcs enter a dark cave. They pause for a moment, then continue deeper into the cave. Interior cave. Day. The orcs explore the cave, their torches barely providing enough light. Suddenly, an Eldritch Abomination appears in the darkness. It's an enormous, tentacled creature, with an alien face that is both terrifying and mesmerizing. The orcs are stunned. Orc number 1 says,
"What is that thing?"
Orc number 2 says,
"I dunna know, but it looks bad."
Exterior cave. Day. The orcs cautiously back away from the abomination. Suddenly, the creature releases a powerful psychic blast, knocking them all back. The orcs quickly retreat, running out of the cave. Exterior planet surface. Day. The orcs emerge from the cave and look back. The abomination is still there, watching them. The orcs turn and flee, never wanting to come near the creature again. Fade out. Fade in. Exterior dark forest. Night. A group of orcs are gathered around a campfire. The war boss stands at the center, looking out into the darkness. War boss says,
"We've been hearing stories of an Eldritch Abomination stirring in the darkness. We must do something about it."
The orcs look around nervously. Orc number 1 says,
"What can we do, war boss?"
The war boss looks up to the sky, his face illuminated by the light of the moon. War boss says,
"We will take it on head to head. We will gather every orc we can find and march to the abomination's lair."
The orcs cheer and pound their fists in the air. Orc number 2 says,
"For da Waaagh."
The war boss smiles. War boss says,
"Yes, for the Waaagh. Now let's get ready, it's time to fight."
The orcs cheer again and the war boss leads them off into the night. Fade out. Exterior planet surface. Day. The planet is a wasteland, with orcs scurrying around, scavenging for resources. The war boss stands atop a rocky outcropping, surveying the land. War boss says,
"Do is coming. We's got to target as many orcs as we can. Spread the word."
The war boss roars to the sky, motivating the orcs. Exterior planet surface. Day. The orcs have spread out, gathering up more and more of their kind. The war boss is seen rallying the orcs, motivating them to keep searching. War boss says,
"Come on, Giggits. We needs all the orcs we can get."
Exterior planet surface. Day. The orcs have gathered a massive army. The war boss stands amongst them, raising his fists in the air. War boss says,
"The whiz here. We got to take on the Eldritch Abomination. Let's show 'em what we's made of."
The orcs roar in approval, ready for battle. Exterior planet surface. Day. The orc army is marching towards the Eldritch Abomination. The war boss is at the head, rallying the orcs with his war cries. War boss says,
"The whiz here. We's gonna take on the Eldritch Abomination. Let's show 'em what we's made of."
The orcs roar in approval, ready for battle. Fade out. Fade in on a scene of a dark, dank cave. The entrance is filled with a horde of green-armored orcs, led by a large, intimidating war boss. He looks around at the horde and raises his arms. War boss says,
"Vertical bar, we've come to this place of darkness to do battle with the Eldritch Abomination. Our mission is clear, and we will not falter. Let us go forth with courage and strength."
The orcs advance, shouting in their strange language. The cave entrance opens up into a large chamber, filled with a strange and powerful energy. In the center is a monstrous creature, an Eldritch Abomination. The war boss steps forward, preparing to fight. War boss says,
"You will not stand in our way. We will take this place and make it our own."
The abomination starts to fight back, its power overwhelming the orcs. The war boss is determined, but it seems like the creature is going to win. Suddenly, there is a loud rumble and the chamber shakes. The orcs look up to see a figure standing in the entrance. It is an old man, wearing the armor of a space marine from the Imperium of Man. He strides into the chamber. Old Man Henderson says,
"I'm here to help. I have brought legions of space marines to aid your cause."
The orcs cheer, and the space marines join the fight. With their help, the war boss and the orcs are able to defeat the abomination. The orcs cheer in victory, and Old Man Henderson smiles. Old Man Henderson says,
"You have proven yourself in battle. I am proud of you all."
One of the orcs sees a portal. He convinces them to enter the portal. Fade out. Exterior haunted woods. Night. The air is thick with an otherworldly haze as Old Man Henderson, the stoic legion of space marines, the formidable orc warboss, and a horde of rowdy orcs emerge from a shimmering portal that crackles with eldritch energy. The ominous silhouette of the Evil Dead cabin looms in the moonlit clearing. Old Man Henderson, a grizzled figure with a mischievous glint in his eye, takes a swig from a flask and looks around with a bemused expression. Old Man Henderson says,
"Well, ain't this a twist in the cosmic yarn? Reminds me of the time I outsmarted a sentient bag of potato chips."
The Space Marines, clad in imposing power armor, immediately form a defensive formation under the command of Captain Valor. Captain Valor says,
Secure the perimeter. We've stumbled into the unknown, and Emperor knows what awaits us.
Orc Warboss, a towering brute with a jagged power claw, grins eagerly at the eerie surroundings. Orc Warboss says,
"Dis looks like a proper good fighting place, it does. Let's stomp some gits and loot 'em good."
The Orks, a rowdy and chaotic mob, cheer in agreement. The twisted trees seem to shudder in response. Approaching the cabin cautiously, the group senses an unnatural energy emanating from its decaying structure. The front door creaks open, revealing a darkness within that seems to pulse with malevolence. Old Man Henderson says,
"Well, looks like this cabin's got more character than a space."
Old Man Henderson says,
"Marine's bedtime story. What say we go in and see what's rustling the cosmic jimmies?"
As the group steps over the threshold, the atmosphere inside the cabin changes. Whispers of ancient incantations and the faint sounds of demonic laughter echo through the air. Captain Valor says,
Stay vigilant, brothers. This place reeks of malefic power.
Suddenly, from the shadows, deadites emerge with contorted limbs and twisted faces. The Space Marines open fire with precision, the roar of bolter gunfire blending with the orcs' guttural battle cries. Orc Warboss says,
"Waaagh, let's bash dese gits good."
The chaotic clash between Space Marines, orcs, and the supernatural forces of the Evil Dead unfolds within the cabin's haunted confines. The air crackles with a bizarre fusion of technology, magic, and sheer madness as this unlikely alliance battles the horrors that lurk in the heart of the haunted woods. Interior S-Mart. Day. The scene shifts to the bustling aisles of S-Mart, a retail store where everyday low prices meet unexpected horrors. Ashley J. Williams, or Ash, is busy stocking shelves when a faint tremor catches his attention. He glances around, sensing something isn't right. Ash says,
What the hell is going on around here?
Suddenly, a TV on display crackles to life, broadcasting an emergency news report. News anchor on TV says,
Reports are pouring in from all over. Strange occurrences, unexplained phenomena, and
News anchor on TV says,
sightings of demonic entities. Stay indoors and remain vigilant.
The broadcast shows glimpses of the haunted woods and the Evil Dead cabin. Ash's eyes widen as he recognizes the familiar location. Ash says,
Well, ain't that a kick in the head? Looks like I've got a date with some deadites.
He grabs a shotgun from the sporting goods section and slings it over his shoulder. Ash heads toward the exit, his signature chainsaw hand revving to life. Exterior S-Mart parking lot. Day. Ash steps into the sunlight, squinting as he surveys the ominous sky. His trusty 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88 is parked nearby. With a determined look, he gets in and peels out of the parking lot, leaving behind the mundanity of S-Mart for the chaos that awaits. Exterior haunted woods. Later, Ash arrives at the edge of the haunted woods, where the unnatural fog thickens. The distant sounds of battle reach his ears, punctuated by the roars of orcs and the unmistakable gunfire of Space Marines. Ash says,
Looks like the party's already started.
He cautiously makes his way deeper into the woods, eventually stumbling upon the ongoing clash between the unlikely alliance and the forces of darkness. Ash says,
Well, if it ain't a cosmic crossover, time to show these Space Marines and green-skinned freaks how it's done.
Ash joins the fray, seamlessly blending his chainsaw hand and shotgun skills with the chaotic battle unfolding around him. The Space Marines, Orc Warboss, Orks, and even Old Man Henderson cast surprised glances at the newcomer. Captain Valor says,
Welcome to the party, stranger. We could use all the help we can get.
Ash says,
Help. You guys need a lesson in kickin' evil's ass. Now let's do this.
The mismatched band of warriors, now including Ash, fights against the rising tide of deadites and otherworldly horrors. In the heart of the chaos, the alliance between Old Man Henderson, Space Marines, Orc warboss, Orks, and the indomitable Ash takes form a bizarre but effective team against the forces of darkness. The haunted woods echo with the sounds of battle as they forge an unlikely camaraderie in the face of unspeakable evil. The cacophony of battle intensifies as Old Man Henderson, Captain Valor, the Orc warboss, the rowdy Orks, and Ash continue their relentless assault against the Deadites and Eldritch Abominations that plague the haunted woods. The air is thick with the stench of gunpowder, the whir of chainsaws, and the guttural war cries of Orks. As they fight side by side, the group begins to develop a synergy, each member playing to their strengths. Captain Valor coordinates the Space Marines' disciplined firepower, while the Orc warboss and his horde unleash pure, unbridled mayhem. Old Man Henderson's unpredictable antics keep everyone on their toes, and Ash brings his unique blend of grit and one-liners to the mix. Ash says,
"This reminds me of the time I fought an army of possessed kitchen utensils. Good times."
The battle takes them deeper into the haunted woods, where the supernatural forces seem to grow stronger. Shadows dance, and demonic whispers echo through the twisted trees. Captain Valor says,
"The source of this malevolence must be nearby. We need to find and neutralize it."
Old Man Henderson says,
Neutralize. That's a fancy word for blow up, right? I like it.
As they press forward, the group encounters a clearing where an ancient, corrupted altar stands. Dark energy pulses from its center, and a malevolent figure clad in tattered robes materializes, a sinister necromancer, manipulating the forces of the warp. Necromancer says,
"You fools! You've entered my domain, and now you shall become servants to the coming darkness."
The necromancer raises his hands, summoning hordes of Deadites and Eldritch horrors to overwhelm the group. The Alliance braces for the onslaught. Captain Valor says,
"Focus fire on the necromancer. We need to disrupt his incantations."
Orc warboss says,
Waagh! Time to stomp Diskit into the ground.
The battle reaches a fever pitch as the group engages the necromancer and his minions. Ash revs his chainsaw and charges into the fray, unleashing his signature brand of over-the-top combat. Ash says,
"I hope you undead freaks brought your A-game because Ash is in the house."
The struggle is fierce, and the air crackles with energy as the Alliance fights to thwart the necromancer's dark ritual. With each passing moment, the line between the living and the dead blurs, and the fate of the haunted woods hangs in. 10. The balance. The battle rages on, and the unlikely comrades push themselves to the limit in the face of unspeakable evil. As the necromancer's sinister incantations reach a crescendo, the ground trembles beneath the feet of the Alliance. From the corrupted altar, a surge of dark energy coalesces into a towering and grotesque form, an undead giant, stitched together from the remains of fallen warriors and infused with the eldritch power of the warp. Necromancer says,
"Rise, my creation. Crush them underfoot and bring forth the reign of the dead."
The undead giant lurches forward, its steps echoing with a dreadful rhythm. The Alliance, momentarily taken aback by the sheer size and malevolence of the creature, quickly regains their composure. Captain Valor says,
"Focus on the giant. We need to bring that monstrosity down before it annihilates us."
Orc warboss says,
Now Dis is more like it. Let's show Dis big git who's boss.
The Alliance converges on the undead giant, each member bringing their unique skills to bear. Bolter fire from the Space Marines peppers its decaying flesh, Orc swing chop paw with reckless abandon, Old Man Henderson hurls improvised explosives, and Ash dances around the creature, delivering precise shotgun blasts to vulnerable joints. Ash says,
Quipping, "Hey, ugly, ever heard of a thing called personal space?"
Despite their coordinated efforts, the undead giant proves to be a formidable opponent. Its immense strength and unholy resilience make it a relentless force on the battlefield. 11. Necromancer says,
"With each strike, the giant draws power from the warp. You cannot hope to defeat my creation."
As the battle reaches a critical point, Captain Valor notices a dark aura emanating from the necromancer. Realizing the connection, he shouts to the others. Captain Valor says,
"The necromancer is fueling the giant. We must take him down to weaken the abomination."
The Alliance adjusts their strategy, diverting their attention to the malevolent spellcaster. They navigate through the chaos, overcoming the relentless assault of the undead giant to close in on the necromancer. Old Man Henderson says,
"Time to give this guy a taste of the old Henderson charm."
Old Man Henderson, with his characteristic audacity, charges towards the necromancer, narrowly dodging the swings of the undead giant. The rest of the Alliance follows suit, determined to put an end to the source of the dark magic. As the battle intensifies, the haunted woods become a battleground between the living and the forces of darkness, with the fate of the entire realm hanging in the balance. The clash between the Alliance and the Necromancer, combined with the relentless onslaught of the undead giant, propels the conflict towards a climax of epic proportions. Interior Tokyo. Night. Amid the towering cityscape of Tokyo, the bustling metropolis thrives under the watchful eyes of pro-heroes. Lady, a colossal hero with the ability to grow to massive sizes, gracefully patrols the city streets, ensuring the safety of its citizens. Lady says,
"All clear in my sector. No sign of trouble."
12. Suddenly, a distress signal blares through her earpiece, catching her attention. She rushes towards the source, discovering Ms. Midnight, a hero with the power to release a sleep-inducing fragrance, engaged in a heated battle with a group of villains. Ms. Midnight says,
"Sleep tight, you naughty ones."
Lady joins the fray, using her giant form to intimidate the villains into submission. As they secure the area, Ryukyu, a dragon-themed hero, arrives to assist. Ryukyu says,
"Looks like you two could use a hand."
The heroes exchange nods, acknowledging their camaraderie in the face of danger. As they stand victorious, a mysterious portal materializes nearby, its eldritch glow drawing their attention. Lady says,
"What in the world is this?"
Ms. Midnight says,
"I don't like the look of it. Portals usually mean trouble."
Ryukyu says,
"We can't just ignore it. We're heroes, after all."
Despite Ms. Midnight's protests, Lady, driven by curiosity and a sense of duty, steps forward. Lady says,
"Let's check it out. We can't let potential threats linger."
With a determined stride, Lady leads the way, and the trio steps through the portal, finding themselves in the same haunted woods as the alliance of Old Man Henderson, Space Marines, Ork Warboss, Orks, and Ash. 13. Lady says,
"This doesn't look like Tokyo. Where are we?"
Ryukyu says,
"I don't recognize this place. It feels unnatural."
Ms. Midnight says,
"I told you this was a bad idea."
As the heroes acclimate to their surroundings, the distant sounds of battle reach their ears. Intrigued and ready for action, Lady, Ms. Midnight, and Ryukyu venture further into the haunted woods, unaware of the impending convergence of two disparate groups of heroes and the malevolent forces that lurk within. As Lady, Ms. Midnight, and Ryukyu press deeper into the haunted woods, the unsettling sounds of battle grow louder. The towering trees cast eerie shadows as they approach the clearing where the Evil Dead cabin stands, revealing the chaotic scene unfolding within. Lady says,
"What in the world is happening here?"
Ms. Midnight says,
"I told you, portals mean trouble. Looks like we've stumbled into something big."
Ryukyu says,
"There's no turning back now. Let's assess the situation and see how we can help."
The trio cautiously approaches the cabin, witnessing the alliance of Old Man Henderson, Space Marines, Ork Warboss, Orks, and Ash locked in a fierce battle against the undead giant and the malevolent forces conjured by the Necromancer. 14. Lady says,
"That giant is wreaking havoc. We can't let it harm these people."
Ms. Midnight says,
"Oh, so now you're concerned about collateral damage."
Lady says,
"This is different. We're heroes, and heroes act when they're needed."
Ignoring any further objections, Lady charges forward, her colossal form towering over the battlefield. The ground shakes as she confronts the undead giant, drawing its attention away from the alliance. Lady says,
"Hey, ugly, over here."
The undead giant turns to face Lady, its lifeless eyes locking on to the colossal hero. With a powerful swing, the giant lashes out at her, but Lady skillfully dodges the attack, demonstrating surprising agility for her size. Ryukyu says,
"Impressive moves for someone so big."
Ms. Midnight says,
"I guess she's not all talk."
As the battle rages on, Lady engages the undead giant in a titanic clash, using her immense strength to fend off its attacks. Meanwhile, Ms. Midnight and Ryukyu join forces with the existing alliance, adding their unique abilities to the fight against the Necromancer and the remaining Deadites. The haunted woods become a chaotic battleground, with the combined efforts of heroes from different universes striving to overcome the malevolent forces that threaten to consume the realm. As Lady grapples with the undead giant, the heroes must find a way to break the necromancer's hold on the situation and put an end to the rising darkness before it engulfs them all. 15. As the battle rages on, Ms. Midnight observes the necromancer orchestrating the malevolent forces with an unholy fervor. Her analytical mind quickly formulates a plan to disrupt his dark magic. Ms. Midnight says,
I've got an idea. If I can get close enough, I can use my quirk to incapacitate the necromancer. That might weaken the undead giant and turn the tide.
Ryukyu says,
Do it. We'll cover you.
Ms. Midnight stealthily makes her way through the chaos, moving with the grace and precision of a seasoned hero. The undead giant swings at Lady, who expertly evades the attacks, creating an opening for Ms. Midnight to approach the necromancer. Lady says,
I'll keep this big guy occupied. Go for it.
Ms. Midnight, with determination in her eyes, reaches the necromancer just as he begins another incantation. She uses her whip to disarm him, then releases a concentrated burst of her sleep-inducing fragrance. Ms. Midnight says,
Time to take a nap, dark sorcerer.
The fragrance engulfs the necromancer, who stumbles and collapses under the effects of Ms. Midnight's quirk. The undead giant, momentarily losing its magical connection, begins to slow down, its movements becoming sluggish. Ryukyu says,
It's working. Now's our chance.
Taking advantage of the distraction, the Alliance intensifies their assault on the weakened undead giant. Bolter fire from the Space Marines, Ork warboss swinging his power claw, Orks unleashing a relentless onslaught. Each member of the Alliance contributes to the effort to bring down the monstrous creation. 16. As the undead giant falters, Lady seizes the opportunity. With a powerful punch, she delivers a decisive blow that sends the giant crashing to the ground, its lifeless form dissipating into the eldritch energy from whence it came. Captain Valor says,
Well done, heroes. We've turned the tide.
The Alliance regroups, with Ms. Midnight rejoining them after successfully neutralizing the necromancer. The haunted woods, once filled with chaos and malevolence, begin to quiet down. Ms. Midnight says,
That should keep him out for a while. We need to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Old Man Henderson says,
A nap. Now that's a creative way to defeat a baddie.
The heroes exchange nods of acknowledgement, united by the shared victory against the forces of darkness. The portal, still open in the aftermath of the battle, flickers ominously. Captain Valor says,
We can't allow these portals to remain open. We must seal them before more dark forces pour through.
The combined alliance, now including Lady, Ms. Midnight, and Ryukyu, sets out to close the portals, ensuring that the malevolent influence is contained. The heroes, drawn from different worlds and universes, find common ground in their commitment to protecting the realms from supernatural threats. The haunted woods, once a battleground, slowly return to an eerie calm. The unlikely alliance of heroes, having forged bonds through the crucible of battle, stands united against the darkness that lingers in the shadows. 17. Exterior haunted woods. Day. The heroes, now united as a formidable alliance, work together to seal the remaining portals scattered throughout the haunted woods. As they move through the eerie landscape, each member contributes their unique abilities to the task at hand. Ms. Midnight says,
If we can disrupt the residual energy around the portals, it should weaken their connection to the other side.
Ryukyu says,
I'll use my quirk to strengthen the barrier. We can't afford any more surprises.
The Ork warboss and his rowdy orcs, still reveling in the thrill of battle, join in, smashing the ground with their weapons to disrupt the eldritch energy. Old Man Henderson, ever the wild card, improvises with a mix of explosives and eccentric rituals that seem oddly effective. Old Man Henderson says,
Just another day in the cosmic circus. Let's close these cosmic tent flaps, shall we?
The Space Marines, disciplined and methodical, coordinate their efforts to reinforce the weakening barriers. Captain Valor directs his soldiers with precision, ensuring each portal is thoroughly sealed. Captain Valor says,
Hold the line, brothers. We can't afford to let any more of these portals open.
Lady says,
I'll use my quirk to shield the area. If anything tries to break through, they'll have to deal with me.
18. As the heroes work in tandem, a sense of unity emerges from the chaos. The haunted woods, once a battleground, transform into a place of collaboration and shared purpose. Ash says,
Well, ain't this a sight? A bunch of misfits closing interdimensional rifts. I've seen weirder things, but not by much.
As the last portal is sealed, a palpable sense of relief washes over the heroes. The eldritch energy begins to dissipate, returning the haunted woods to an uneasy calm. Captain Valor says,
"We may come from different worlds, but today, we fought as one. Our duty is to protect the realms from these dark forces."
Lady says,
"Agreed. We should stay vigilant. Who knows what else is lurking in the shadows?"
The Alliance, now a diverse and unexpected team of heroes, stands united against the unknown. The haunted woods, having weathered the storm, return to a semblance of normalcy, but the heroes know that their work is far from over. Captain Valor says,
"We may part ways after today, but remember this alliance. Should the forces of darkness rise again, we will be ready."
The heroes exchange nods of understanding, recognizing the bond forged through shared challenges. As they prepare to depart, the portal that brought them together flickers one last time before closing, leaving the haunted woods in a state of uneasy tranquility. Fade out. Interior dark side. Predacon ship. Command bridge. Night. Predacon Megatron, accompanied by his loyal crew of Terrorsaur, Inferno, Waspinator, Rampage, Blackarachnia, 19, Scorponok, Quickstrike, and Transmetal 2 Dinobot, monitors the mysterious dark energy readings detected on their scanners. Blackarachnia says,
"Megatron, we've got a spatial anomaly ahead. It appears to be some kind of portal."
Megatron says,
"A portal, you say? Interesting. Plot a course, and let us see where it leads."
As the Predacons adjust the ship's trajectory, the dark side hurtles through the portal, its hull shimmering with eldritch energy as it traverses the dimensions. Exterior haunted woods. Night. The portal disgorges the Predacon ship into the haunted woods, unsettling the already eerie atmosphere. The ship's engines roar as it touches down, displacing the fog and causing leaves to swirl in its wake. Megatron says,
"Curious. This is not Cybertron, nor any world within our known galaxy."
Blackarachnia says,
"But it's not just the location that's strange. The energy readings are off the charts. We've entered something beyond our understanding."
Waspinator says,
"Waspinator doesn't like this place. Feels like stinkin' organic nonsense."
20. Megatron says,
"Organic or not, we shall claim this world for the Predacons. Deploy and assess the situation."
The Predacons disembark from the dark side, with Megatron leading the way. They venture cautiously into the haunted woods, their alien forms blending with the eerie surroundings. Blackarachnia says,
"This foliage is unlike anything I've ever seen. I don't trust it."
As they traverse deeper into the woods, they stumble upon the aftermath of the recent battle between the Alliance of Heroes and the undead giant. Inferno says,
"What pitiful creature could challenge the might of the Predacons?"
Quickstrike says,
"Smells like a bunch of flesh bags and some metalheads had themselves a good ol' brawl."
As the Predacons continue their exploration, they come across the heroes who are in the midst of regrouping and discussing their next steps. Megatron says,
Well, it seems we've stumbled upon a gathering of organics and their metallic counterparts. This world may prove entertaining after all.
The Alliance of Heroes, caught off guard by the unexpected arrival of the Predacons, readies themselves for a new threat. The haunted woods, now host to an even more diverse array of beings, crackles with tension as the two groups size each other up, unaware of the greater cosmic forces that brought them together. 21. As the Alliance of Heroes and Predacons square off in the haunted woods, Megatron, in his humanoid form, locks eyes with Ryukyu, the dragon-themed hero. A spark of recognition flares in Ryukyu's eyes. Ryukyu says,
"Megatron? How is this possible?"
Megatron, reveling in the recognition, smirks and undergoes a dramatic transformation. The Predacon leader reshapes into his formidable dragon mode, his metallic scales gleaming in the moonlight. The ground trembles as he takes to the air, casting a shadow over the Alliance. Megatron says,
Ryukyu, my old adversary. It seems fate has brought us together once more."
Ryukyu says,
"You won't find the same prey you hunted on Cybertron here, Megatron."
With a powerful flap of his wings, Megatron leads the charge, swooping down on the Alliance with deadly precision. Flames burst from his maw as he breathes fire, forcing the heroes to scatter. Captain Valor says,
"Another formidable opponent. Brace yourselves."
The Alliance mobilizes to counter the Predacon assault. The Space Marines unleash volleys of bolter fire, Orks charge forward with their chop paw, and Old Man Henderson tosses his improvised explosives. Lady grows in size to face the dragon head-on, while Ash, always ready for a fight, wields his chainsaw and shotgun with determination. Ryukyu says,
We can't let him overpower us. Focus on the weak points.
The heroes coordinate their efforts, exploiting Megatron's vulnerabilities. However, the Predacon leader is relentless, using his aerial advantage and firepower to keep the Alliance on the defensive. 22. Black Arachnia says,
We need to disrupt their coordination. Scorponok, target the leaders.
Scorponok, a massive Predacon with a scorpion-like form, lunges forward to engage Captain Valor and Ryukyu. The battlefield becomes a chaotic dance of clashes, explosions, and the roar of Megatron's dragon breath. Megatron says,
You are nothing compared to the might of the Predacons. Bow before your new masters.
As the battle rages on, the heroes find themselves pushed to their limits by the overwhelming force of Megatron and his Predacons. The Haunted Woods, once a battleground between heroes and undead forces, now witness a clash between Cybertronian and organic warriors, both determined to assert dominance over this mysterious realm. In the midst of the chaos, the heroes must find a way to turn the tide against the Predacon onslaught, or risk succumbing to the overwhelming might of Megatron and his metallic minions. Exterior futuristic cityscape. Night. As the intense battle between the alliance of heroes and the Predacons led by Megatron continues, the confrontation spills into a futuristic cityscape. Skyscrapers loom overhead, casting long shadows over the ongoing clash. Megatron says,
This city will be your tomb. Predacons, advance.
With a sinister command, Megatron signals Trypticon, a colossal Predacon, to join the fray. Trypticon unfolds from his massive city form into a towering robot dinosaur, casting a shadow over the heroes and the city. Trypticon says,
Prepare for destruction.
Lady, determined to match the size of her metallic adversaries, activates her gigantification quirk. However, her towering form is dwarfed by the sheer magnitude of Trypticon. 23. Lady says,
Okay, maybe this wasn't my brightest idea.
Meanwhile, Waspinator, ever the survivor, notices the unfolding chaos and has a revelation. Waspinator says,
Wait, this isn't just any city, it's Metroplex. Waspinator no like being in middle of big robot fight.
Deciding that discretion is the better part of valor, Waspinator quickly retreats from the immediate area. He looks back just in time to witness Metroplex, the Autobot city transformer, transformed from city mode into a colossal robot. Waspinator says,
Oh, this get interesting.
As Metroplex assumes his towering robot form, the balance of power begins to shift. The heroes, despite their initial struggle against Megatron and Trypticon, find a new ally in the form of the mighty Autobot city. Metroplex says,
I am Metroplex, defender of this realm. Predacons, your threat ends here.
Metroplex strides forward, his immense size causing the ground to quake. He engages Trypticon in a titanic clash, and the futuristic city becomes the battleground for two colossal robotic titans. Lady says,
Now that's a sight to behold.
With the focus shifted to the colossal clash between Metroplex and Trypticon, the heroes seize the opportunity to regroup and reorganize their efforts against the remaining Predacons. 24. Captain Valor says,
Let's take advantage of the distraction. Target the Predacons and support Metroplex.
The Alliance rallies, coordinating their attacks against the Predacons. The Space Marines, Ork Warboss, Orks, Old Man Henderson, Ash, and Ryukyu join forces with the mighty Metroplex, creating a formidable front against the Predacon threat. Waspinator says,
Time for Waspinator to join in. Waspinator help.
The battle reaches a fever pitch as heroes and villains clash against the backdrop of the futuristic city. Bolter fire, energon blasts, and the roars of titanic robots reverberate through the air. In the midst of the chaos, Metroplex unleashes his arsenal of weaponry against Trypticon, turning the tide of the battle. The alliance of heroes, now aided by the Autobot city, fights with renewed vigor and determination. As the battle reaches its climax, the heroes find themselves on the brink of victory. The Predacons and their colossal ally Trypticon are pushed back by the relentless onslaught of heroes and the might of Metroplex. In the end, the alliance stands victorious, having overcome the formidable threat posed by Megatron and his Predacons. The futuristic city, once a battlefield, returns to a state of calm, with Metroplex towering over the heroes as a symbol of triumph and resilience against the forces of darkness. Exterior Haunted Woods. Night. Waspinator says,
Stupid Predacons, stupid heroes, Waspinator just wants to be left alone.
Waspinator, having escaped the battlefield, wanders through the haunted woods in a mix of frustration and confusion. The echoes of battle are distant now, replaced by the eerie stillness of the haunted forest. Unbeknownst to him, a trio of laser sights appears on his insectoid form. 25. Waspinator says,
What now? Waspinator just want to find hiding place and survive.
The laser sights remain fixed on him, forming a perfect triangle. Suddenly, the unmistakable whir of a plasma caster charging echoes through the woods. Waspinator, recognizing the sound, freezes and slowly raises his hands. Waspinator says,
Waspinator not want trouble. Waspinator already had enough trouble for one day.
A Yautja, concealed in the shadows, steps forward, the signature mandibles of its fearsome helmet visible in the dim light. The Yautja lowers its plasma caster, recognizing that Waspinator is unarmed. Yautja says,
No threat. You are not armed.
Waspinator says,
That right. Waspinator threw down weapons. No threat to big, scary alien.
The Yautja observes Waspinator for a moment before retracting its wrist blades. It seems to acknowledge that Waspinator, despite his reputation for treachery, poses no immediate danger. Yautja says,
Smart move, insect. You know your place.
Waspinator says,
Waspinator know how to survive. Waspinator not stupid.
The Yautja, maintaining an air of stoic mystery, watches as Waspinator scuttles away into the darkness of the haunted woods. 26. Yautja says,
Insect survives. For now.
As Waspinator disappears into the shadows, the Yautja resumes its silent vigil in the haunted woods, ever watchful for new challenges and prey. The alliance of heroes, Predacons, and the mighty Metroplex may have shifted the balance of power, but the enigmatic Yautja remains an unknown factor in this cosmic convergence of worlds. The haunted woods, having witnessed the clash of mighty forces, conceal mysteries that continue to unfold in the darkness. Interior dark side. Predacon ship, command bridge. Night. The Predacons, battered but not defeated, return to the dark side after the tumultuous battle in the haunted woods. Megatron, brooding over the recent encounter, paces on the command bridge. Megatron says,
That oversized Autobot and his organic allies proved more formidable than I anticipated.
Blackarachnia says,
Our forces were not prepared for the diverse opposition we encountered, but we still have the element of surprise.
Inferno says,
Yes, Predacons will crush them next time. Victory will be ours.
Megatron says,
Our initial assault was a mere taste of the chaos to come. The organic and metallic foes on this world will learn to fear the might of the Predacons.
Scorponok says,
Megatron, there are still many portals across this realm. We could
27. Scorponok says,
use them strategically to sow confusion and chaos.
Megatron says,
An excellent idea, Scorponok. Let us exploit these portals to strike from unexpected angles. The Autobots and their allies won't know what hit them.
Rampage says,
Let Predacons feast on destruction.
Megatron, fueled by the desire for conquest, begins formulating a new plan. The dark side systems hum with activity as the Predacons prepare for their next move. Megatron says,
We will use these portals strategically, target key locations and weaken their defenses. The heroes will be too busy fending off threats from all sides to mount a cohesive resistance.
Waspinator says,
Waspinator agree. Surprise attacks always work best.
Megatron says,
And once their feeble defenses crumble, we will seize control of this world and its resources. None shall stand in the way of the Predacon Empire.
The Predacons, fueled by their leader's determination, set a course for the nearest portal. The dark side, cloaked in shadows, prepares to dive back into the interdimensional maelstrom, ready to unleash chaos upon the unsuspecting realms. As the ship disappears into the swirling vortex, the alliance of heroes, Autobots, and other unexpected allies must brace themselves for the next wave of Predacon assaults. The haunted woods, having witnessed the clash of 28 mighty forces, still concealed the mysteries of this cosmic convergence, and the fate of the realms hangs in the balance. Exterior various locations. Realms. Day. The Predacons, emerging from the interdimensional portals, launch surprise attacks on multiple fronts. The heroes, caught off guard by the unpredictable nature of the Predacon assaults, scramble to defend against the renewed onslaught. In the futuristic city where the Alliance previously battled, remnants of the Predacon forces reappear. Megatron, Trypticon, and the other Predacons lead a relentless assault, causing chaos and destruction. Captain Valor says,
Hold the line. The Predacons are launching coordinated attacks across multiple locations. We can't let them gain a foothold.
The heroes, battle-hardened from their previous encounters, rally to defend key strategic points. Lady, Ms. Midnight, Ryukyu, and the Space Marines face the Predacons head-on, determined to repel the invaders. Meanwhile, in the Haunted Woods, the Yautja silently observes the unfolding conflict. Recognizing the new threat, the enigmatic alien warrior decides to intervene, its advanced technology and skills adding a mysterious edge to the ongoing battles. Yautja says,
New prey. This will be interesting.
Back on the dark side, Megatron monitors the chaos from the command bridge. The Predacons, utilizing hit-and-run tactics through the portals, keep the heroes and their allies on edge. Megatron says,
They scatter like insects. Predacons, continue the onslaught. Crush their resistance and make them kneel before our might.
The Predacons, driven by their insatiable lust for power, carry out Megatron's orders with ruthless efficiency. The 29 heroes, faced with an enemy that strikes from unexpected angles, struggle to adapt to the evolving battlefield. Black Arachnia says,
Their tactics are unpredictable. We can exploit their confusion to secure strategic objectives.
Inferno says,
Yes, crush them when they least expect it.
As the conflict intensifies, the realms become a chaotic battleground, with the fate of entire worlds hanging in the balance. The alliance of heroes, Autobots, and the mysterious Yautja must find a way to counter the relentless Predacon assault and prevent them from achieving their dark objectives. The Haunted Woods, now echoing with the sounds of battle, conceal the mysteries that continue to unfold in this cosmic convergence. The heroes must face the evolving challenges brought forth by the Predacon onslaught, all while navigating the enigmatic forces at play in this interdimensional clash. In the midst of the chaotic battle, Ryukyu, the dragon-themed hero, finds herself face to face with the formidable Megatron. The air crackles with tension as the two warriors prepare for a fierce confrontation. Ryukyu says,
You may have survived on Cybertron, Megatron, but this realm won't be so easily conquered.
Megatron says,
Your defiance is admirable, but futile. I shall enjoy breaking your spirit.
The two engage in a relentless clash, their blows echoing through the battleground. Megatron's cybernetic strength and cunning tactics prove challenging for Ryukyu, who fights valiantly to hold her ground. Just as it seems Megatron is gaining the upper hand, a sudden streak of energy blasts interrupts their duel. 30. Optimus Primal, the wise and formidable leader of the Maximals, swoops in, his jet thrusters propelling him into the fray. Optimus Primal says,
Leave her alone, Megatron.
Megatron, momentarily taken aback, glares at the newcomer. Megatron says,
Ah, the noble Optimus Primal. I see the Maximals have joined the fray. This changes nothing.
Ryukyu, catching her breath, watches as Optimus Primal transforms into his robotic form, ready to face Megatron head-on. Ryukyu says,
Thank you, Optimus Primal. I was in a tight spot.
Optimus Primal says,
No one fights alone. We are here to put an end to Megatron's tyranny.
As the battle between Megatron and Optimus Primal ensues, the two robotic titans clash with the ferocity of ancient rivals. Laser blasts and energon swords fill the air, creating a spectacle that draws the attention of nearby combatants. Ryukyu says,
They're evenly matched. We need to support Optimus Primal.
Ryukyu, along with other heroes in the vicinity, rushes to aid Optimus Primal. The battlefield becomes a chaotic symphony of clashes and explosions as heroes and Predacons join the fray. Megatron, sensing the turning tide, snarls in frustration. Megatron says,
This is not over.
31. In a burst of energy, Megatron retreats through a nearby portal, leaving the heroes and Optimus Primal to regroup and plan their next move. Ryukyu says,
We can't let the Predacons keep using these portals. We need to find a way to shut them down.
Optimus Primal says,
Agreed. Together, we can overcome any challenge.
The Alliance, bolstered by the arrival of Optimus Primal, prepares to face the ongoing threat posed by the Predacons. The Haunted Woods, now echoing with the aftermath of battle, remain a nexus of interdimensional conflict, where heroes from different realms unite against the encroaching darkness. Exterior Haunted Woods. Day. The alliance of heroes, Autobots, and the enigmatic Yautja regroups after the intense confrontation with Megatron. Optimus Primal stands alongside Ryukyu, Captain Valor, Ms. Midnight, Lady, and the others as they discuss their next course of action. Optimus Primal says,
Megatron's use of these portals is giving him an advantage. We need to find a way to shut them down and cut off his reinforcements.
Ryukyu says,
Agreed. But the portals seem connected to some deeper force in this realm. We must tread carefully.
Ms. Midnight says,
The energy emanating from these portals is unlike anything I've encountered. We might need a specialized approach to close them.
32. The heroes, united in purpose, set out to investigate the haunted woods. Meanwhile, the Yautja, having observed the battle, decides to join the alliance, recognizing the threat posed by the Predacons. Yautja says,
Hunters fight together. Predacons are prey.
Captain Valor says,
Welcome to the alliance. We could use your skills.
As the group continues deeper into the haunted woods, they come across an ancient structure covered in mysterious symbols. It radiates a dark energy that seems to be connected to the portals. Optimus Primal says,
This seems to be the source of the portal energy. If we disable or destroy it, we might be able to close the portals.
Ryukyu says,
Let's get to work. We can't let Megatron keep using these portals to sow chaos.
The heroes, with the Yautja now part of their alliance, engage the ancient structure. They face unexpected challenges, from eldritch guardians to dark magic, but their combined strengths prevail. As the structure crumbles, the portals flicker and dissipate, cutting off the Predacons' reinforcements. The haunted woods, once a nexus of interdimensional conflict, begins to return to a state of eerie calm. Optimus Primal says,
Good work, team, but we must remain vigilant. Megatron won't give up so easily.
33. Ryukyu says,
And there's still the matter of the Predacons that remain in this realm. We can't let them run rampant.
The Alliance, now strengthened by their victory, sets its sights on confronting the remaining Predacons and thwarting Megatron's plans. The haunted woods, having weathered the storm of battle, stands as a testament to the resilience of those who unite against the encroaching darkness. Fade out. Exterior battlefield. Day. With the portals closed and the Alliance strengthened by their recent victory, the heroes, Autobots, and the Yautja press forward, determined to face the remaining Predacons and put an end to Megatron's plans. Ryukyu says,
We've cut off Megatron's reinforcements, but we can't let our guard down. There are still Predacons scattered across these realms.
Captain Valor says,
Scout the area. We need to locate any remaining Predacon forces and neutralize them.
As the Alliance fans out across the battlefield, Lady, Ms. Midnight, and Ryukyu take to the skies to survey the landscape. They spot scattered groups of Predacons attempting to regroup and launch counterattacks. Ms. Midnight says,
There. Predacons attempting to regroup near the woods. Let's intercept them.
The heroes descend upon the Predacons, engaging in swift and coordinated strikes. The Yautja's advanced weaponry proves invaluable, picking off Predacons with precision. The battle rages on, but the Alliance gains the upper hand, systematically dismantling the remaining Predacon forces. 34. Ryukyu says,
We're making progress, but Megatron is still out there. We need to find him and put an end to this.
Optimus Primal says,
Agreed. We can't allow him to escape and wreak havoc elsewhere.
In the distance, Megatron watches the battle unfold from a hidden vantage point. His optics narrow as he observes the Alliance dismantling his forces. Megatron says,
This setback will not deter me. The Predacon Empire will rise.
Suddenly, the Yautja, perceptive to the danger, senses Megatron's presence. The enigmatic warrior signals the Alliance, alerting them to Megatron's location. Yautja says,
Leader of Predacons nearby. Prepare for confrontation.
The heroes converge on Megatron's position, determined to put an end to the Predacon leader's ambitions once and for all. Megatron says,
You may have closed my portals, but the Predacon Empire is far from defeated.
As the Alliance surrounds Megatron, the haunted woods echo with the sounds of battle. The fate of the realms hangs in the balance, and the heroes must confront Megatron to ensure the safety of their worlds. The climactic battle between the Alliance and Megatron begins, with each side pushing their limits in a struggle for dominance. The haunted woods, having witnessed the clash of cosmic forces, stands as a backdrop to the final confrontation between good and evil. 35. Exterior haunted woods. Final battle. Day. The haunted woods tremble with the intensity of the final battle between the alliance of heroes, Autobots, and the Yautja against the formidable Megatron and his remaining Predacon forces. Laser blasts, roars, and the clash of metal and magic create a symphony of chaos. Ryukyu says,
"This ends here, Megatron."
Megatron, undeterred, transforms into his powerful robot mode. He faces the Alliance with a sinister grin, ready for the climactic confrontation. Megatron says,
"You think your feeble alliance can stand against the might of the Predacons? You're fools."
The heroes and their newfound allies charge forward, each bringing their unique strengths to the battle. Optimus Primal and Ryukyu engage Megatron in a relentless assault, while Lady, Ms. Midnight, and the Yautja target the remaining Predacons. Optimus Primal says,
"We face your kind before, Megatron. Your reign of tyranny ends now."
Ryukyu says,
"For the realms."
The battle unfolds in a flurry of strikes and counterattacks. The Yautja, using advanced weaponry, strategically targets Predacons, taking them out with precision. Lady and Ms. Midnight coordinate their quirks to incapacitate the remaining foes. Megatron says,
"This is not the end, Prime."
Megatron, fueled by desperation, unleashes a devastating energy blast, momentarily scattering the heroes. Optimus Primal, undeterred, rallies the Alliance. 36. Optimus Primal says,
"Stay focused. We can't let up now."
The heroes regroup, mounting a coordinated assault against Megatron. Ryukyu, using her dragon abilities, lands powerful blows, while the Autobots and the Yautja strategically target Megatron's weak points. The battle reaches its climax as the Alliance works together seamlessly, overpowering Megatron and the remaining Predacons. Megatron, now surrounded and outnumbered, realizes the tide has turned against him. Megatron says,
"No. This cannot be."
In a final, desperate move, Megatron attempts to open a portal to escape, but the heroes, determined to end the threat, thwart his plan. The Yautja, using its advanced technology, disrupts the portal, trapping Megatron within the haunted woods. Optimus Primal says,
"It's over, Megatron. Your reign of chaos ends here."
As Megatron seethes with frustration, the Alliance regains control of the haunted woods. The remaining Predacons, without their leader, surrender or retreat through the now closed portals. Ryukyu says,
"We did it. The realms are safe."
The haunted woods, once a battleground, now bear witness to the heroes' triumph. The Alliance, united against the cosmic threat, stands victorious. Fade out. Epilogue. The heroes, Autobots, and the Yautja gather to assess the aftermath of the conflict. The haunted woods begin to return to their eerie calm, the interdimensional energies dissipating. 37. Optimus Primal says,
"The realms are vast, and threats can come from anywhere. We must remain vigilant."
Ryukyu says,
"Indeed. But as long as we stand together, we can face any challenge that comes our way."
The Yautja, having fulfilled its role, nods in acknowledgement before disappearing into the shadows. Captain Valor says,
"The portals are closed, and the Predacon threat is neutralized. The realms owe you a debt of gratitude."
As the heroes prepare to part ways, knowing that their worlds may call them to new challenges, a sense of camaraderie lingers. The haunted woods, having witnessed the clash of cosmic forces, returns to an uneasy tranquility. Fade to black. Roll end credits. Post-credits scene. Fade in. A dark, foreboding atmosphere looms over the haunted woods. The remnants of the interdimensional battle have settled, but an unsettling energy continues to pulse through the air. The camera pans over ancient trees and twisted roots, eventually focusing on a hidden, cavernous chamber beneath the earth. Interior cavern. Night. The cavern, illuminated by an otherworldly glow, reveals intricate eldritch symbols etched into the walls. The air is thick with an unnatural energy. Suddenly, the ground trembles as if responding to some unseen force. The camera moves deeper into the cavern, revealing a massive, slumbering form. Tentacles writhe beneath the surface, and an eerie, pulsating glow emanates from the center. It's an Eldritch Abomination, dormant for eons. 38. As the camera closes in on the monstrous entity, its colossal eye begins to flicker open. A malevolent intelligence glows within, and a low, guttural hum reverberates through the cavern. The Eldritch Abomination stirs, awakening from its eons-long slumber. Fade to black. The end.
Greetings, esteemed adventurers and cosmic wonders. Today, as we stand at the crossroads of fantasy and science fiction, we invite you to partake in a noble quest. But before we embark on this enchanting journey, let us harness the power that lies at your fingertips. The like, subscribe, comment, and share buttons, these seemingly ordinary buttons, hold the key to extraordinary feats. Behold the like button, a mere tap, yet a formidable spell of approval upon our content. Your likes are the elixirs that fortify our spirit and propel our channel to greater heights. Next, the subscribe button, a mystical key that unlocks the gates to our fantastical world. By subscribing, you become a revered member of our fellowship, ensuring you never miss a moment of our magical saga. Now enter the comment section, your personal parchment to inscribe your thoughts, feelings, and magical incantations. Your comments are the echoes of wisdom resonating through the enchanted forest of our community. And behold the share button, a celestial artifact that scatters the magic far and wide. Share the joy with fellow adventurers and cosmic wayfarers, so they too may join our noble quest. Ready yourselves, noble viewers, for the quest awaits. Wield your magical powers, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Together, let us forge this channel into a sanctuary of fantasy and a haven for science fiction aficionados. Gratitude, dear patrons, for being integral to our mystical sojourn. Until our paths converge once more, may your days be adorned with enchantment and your nights be filled with stardust. This is Ryan Baker, bidding you farewell from Fantasy Science Fiction Storynory. Remember to spread the magic.